Welcome to the FrameX Studio Podcast, Episode 2. I'm here joined with Jehu Chan, co-founder
Hi,
of FrameX Studio.
how are you guys? We're back.
We're back.
We're back. Episode 2.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, the FrameX Studio Podcast, it was called the FrameX Podcast. We'll talk about camera gear. We'll talk about what it's like going through our day-to-day in being a real estate media company.
Yep.
So, Jehu, what are we going to talk about today?
We are going to be talking about drones. We're going to be talking about cameras, different services we have, maybe.
Something about the drones you did want to expand on, right?
Oh, yeah. Why do we do the drone shows for free?
Why do we give away free drone shots?
Why do you do it? Hey, why are you giving that? There's a bunch of photographers probably right now thinking, like, wait, what? They're doing this for free? And yes, we're doing it for free,
Probably not just photographers.
Partially.
But everyone's probably going to be like, hey, why are they doing it for free? Why drone shots for free? And what did you mean by partially?
Yeah, it's partially because it's included in your order, right? In your photo order. Whenever you order with us, you're going to get drone shots with that order, right?
Okay.
Which for a lot of agents is going to come like weird because they get used to pay money for the drone
Because
shot.
you paid $150 last time for drone shots.
Wait. So you're telling me that $150 is yeah, you probably
got took.
Yeah.
No, it's the standard. It was the standard to pay for drone shots. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be charging for drone shots.
Yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to be charging for that, but when we were we were doing when we were starting this, right? As the marketing department, we realized that the agents actually need that. It's like a necessity for the agent to have that in real estate. You need those shots.
Correct.
Because most of the time they use it for, hey, this property is probably not looking so hot, but the area is really nice. Maybe a developer is gonna get interested, but we have to show how close it is to this place,
Sure.
to shopping malls, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows the surroundings.
And if and you get a really nice look of the surroundings and the curve appeal, that the property has.
Okay, so on the topic of like free drone shots and that concept that you just explained, it does have to go like, okay, what year is it? We're in 2023.
Yeah,
it's 2023. Everyone's got a drone. I know. Okay,
I was surprised the other day actually that I was flying the drone, right? And there was this couple of kids, right? They were riding their scooters. They were like, hey, they were probably like not even 5 years old.
Not even 5.
Not even 5 years old. And they were like, what is that drone supposed to be doing here? Like they already know that that's a drone, which for my age,
yeah,
I was surprised to even have the drone in front of me when I barely started doing that.
Yeah, the concept of a drone.
Yeah, like even knowing the concept of a drone right now, it's just it's common.
Sure.
It shouldn't be treated as something that is like, oh, what is that? Why are you doing? Why are you flying that?
Yeah.
Yeah, or like something from the future. We're living the future, guys.
That's right. We're living in the future
We're living in the future now.
So when we say like we're gonna take photos of your property, what we mean is we're gonna take photos of the property, including drone photos. Like it's just part of photos. It is photos.
Yeah,
It's like having another camera. That's all it really is. Like I use this camera. I also use this camera because my job is to take photos.
Yeah, exactly. It's just another way to look at the property.
Sure. And on our website, I know we'll say like, hey, we do the drone photos for free and all that. We market it that way because people are used to seeing it. They're used to paying for it, and we just need to make it clear we don't charge for drone photos. Okay, speaking of drone photos though, and why it's necessary, you can't get a house is tall, especially the exterior. The building is tall. You're always looking up at the building. But that's not necessarily the best shot of the subject.
Yeah.
If the house is the subject, it's best if you're almost like in the middle of the subject or just slightly above it. And that will give you like this nice view of the exterior of the home that can only be grabbed if you have a super long pole and you stick your camera on the top of it.
Yeah.
Or if you fly a drone.
Yeah, and it's a shot that for the people, maybe the photographers out there and the realtors that maybe have worked with us. they have seen those shots of the property, and it does make a difference. Sometimes I even grab the same shot from the camera.
From the ground?
Yeah, from the ground. I grab the same shot from the ground, and then I grab the same shot, right, but slightly above the camera level
Mhm.
with the drone, and it completely makes
It's a
it's
big difference,
difference. It's a difference. There's a
especially if your
difference.
home is, like, multi-storied. If you have
Yeah.
a three-story property, there's no way it's gonna look pretty on the from the ground.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's when you break those vertical lines with the camera, if you're going on the ground, I mean, of course it's not gonna look pretty, right?
And there's stuff you can do in Photoshop, don't get me wrong,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
it's not going to fully it's better to fix the problem raw, like, when you're taking it, than
Yeah.
doing it in Photoshop, and that's almost always the case.
Yeah, 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 that's almost always the case. But
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean that's probably one of the reasons why we do it like that, and we do know that we're probably going against all the other photographers in the area, and they're probably thinking that we shouldn't
These
be doing
punks,
this, right?
these
But
punks.
let's be honest, for me to go there and fly the drone, right, it's probably gonna take me what, 5 minutes,
10
10
minutes
minutes if I
max.
enjoy it. If I'm enjoying the day, if it's a good day and I'm grabbing some cool shots with your drone, probably 10 minutes, right? But
That's another thing, it's really enjoyable to fly the
oh
drone.
yeah, yeah, it's really enjoyable.
You gotta feel like a bird,
Yeah, in
right?
the future, actually, in the future, I want to get those FPV goggles.
Oh,
Not flying to the property. I don't think I'm skilled enough to actually fly into the property, right?
mhm.
But just to enjoy even more.
If you guys don't know what an FPV drone is, it's a first person
View.
view, right, of the
Yeah.
drone. And what that is you wear these goggles
Hmm.
and you fly this drone, and it's like you're flying through space.
Yeah.
It is so cool.
Yeah.
You're your own little jet,
Hmm.
and you're flying through, just urban. You're basically an urban terrorist.
Yeah. Exactly. No, it's great. The feeling, it's
God.
really nice.
Because you fly through trees, you fly through these cool places and these
Yeah.
little cracks and nooks, and
You feel tiny.
you feel like a superhero because you're
Yeah.
flying through
Yeah.
space.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to do this, I know some people are skilled enough to do it for real estate photography, but there's definitely liability
Oh yeah.
that because if you crash, the chances of crashing are way higher.
There's different drones, of course. Obviously, a drone is something that has four propellers that is gonna make the thing fly. The thing fly, right? It's
Hmm.
gonna have a camera, but there's drones that have like protection on the propellers.
Oh, little shields,
Yeah,
yeah,
like little shields, and that actually works a lot. Like
yeah.
it does work.
I can see that working. I know you said like four props. Some drones have six, some have eight, but
Yeah, there's a lot.
we're not talking about like way up there. We're talking about prosumer level drones.
Yeah.
Speaking of the prosumer level drone, what drone do you recommend? Say a realtor just wants to take their own drone photos. What drone do you believe they should get?
I would say a Mavic Air is, probably a good choice. I would say that it's right now, if you can get it not for cheap, right? But if you can get it for a lower price,
Okay.
I think is a good entry.
The Mavic Air is actually outdated, I think,
Yeah.
but the Mavic Air 2 and the 2S. So
Do you think are a better
those are
choice?
better because the Mavic Air, if you get the first generation Mavic Air,
Mhm.
it's a really wide angle and it's like the edges are a little bit curved
Oh.
and the world looks spherical.
Okay.
Like the horizon looks a little spherical, and I don't like that look. Um, if anything, you don't have to get the pro models.
No.
You don't have to go spend like 2 grand on a drone. You spend like 1 grand on a drone.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
don't crash it.
don't crash it. Yeah, and another thing about drones is it's a little bit scary to buy used drones.
Yeah, you don't know that thing. If the owner of that drone actually, sent it to service when it's supposed to be sent to service to actually clean the interior of the drone, because there's a lot of like a lot of stuff,
Debris.
dirt and debris that
Uh-huh.
gets into the drone.
Yeah.
So you have to get really cautious of when you're buying something used like that.
Yeah, so when you're buying something used and it's like a drone, um, the one thing there's a whole bunch of factors, right? But one of the big things is the battery.
Hmm.
So your battery, the voltage of the battery, it degrades over time, and it degrades over the number of charges that you've used the drone for. So imagine you're in the air and you have this faulty battery.
Yeah, you're probably. Mhm.
Crash! Crash! Explosions!
Yeah.
Crash! And who's liable?
We. I mean,
Or
not even
you.
we. Yeah,
You're
the person
liable. The person
flying.
who's flying.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, that's just one part of using a used, get new batteries,
it's
right?
not even that, man. It's not even the fact that you're crashing the drone and you're losing your 1 grand and plus the ticket, right? It's the fact that it's something that is, the motors on that thing, they actually can do some damage to someone. And if you're flying, on a neighborhood or something and you hit a kid,
Oh yeah,
that would be bad.
you're gonna jack them up. So actually, this is a story that doesn't have to really do with real estate photos. But before I was a real estate photographer, I was a YouTuber. Now don't go YouTubing, don't go searching me on YouTube or anything because that's a little embarrassing. But I used to like go to Colorado. I used to go outdoors a lot, and we'd fly drones. Now, of course, we'd fly responsibly, but there were times when I would like to just catch the drone. I just like to catch it. I'd like to, j-
So you were going with your hand like this and
yes,
no, I don't do
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was for social media. It was YouTube. It was fun, and I did have a propeller strike my finger. And you know what happened? A river
that. Yeah.
of blood came
Yeah.
pouring out. I was like, wow, this happened. This kind of damage happened from my drone. And it wasn't even me accelerating the drone, it was me decelerating the drone because
Yeah.
I was lowering the drone towards me. So the propellers were slowing down.
Which is crazy that you're saying that because, when I was with you and you were showing me like the drone and stuff, the first thing that came to my mind, and I actually asked you, is like, does this thing knows when it hits something to stop? And you
No,
said no. It's
no
like,
way.
okay, I'm not doing that. I'm
It's
not
gonna
doing that.
keep cutting stuff. Actually, there's this time when I saw some tall grass, and this was at home, and I was just like had some tall grass, and I decided to cut the top of the grass, just like to see if the drone would do it,
Yeah, it does it.
and it makes a mess. I
Yeah.
had to clean up that drone for like it took me like 30 to 40 minutes just to wipe down and get all the green and the juices off. Oh my gosh, stupid idea on my part, but it just shows that the blades do cut.
Yeah, blades do cut, and actually, you're if you buy a drone and if you crash it, you're gonna be surprised of how much damage they can actually take. Like
What do you mean by that?
yeah, I've seen a YouTube video, right, of this guy that bought like a really nice drone. He crashed it many times in that video on purpose, right? And the drone actually can take the damage.
Yeah, drones can actually take a surprising
They
amount
can
of
yeah,
damage.
they can take a surprising amount of damage.
It's kind of like stupid. It's like they're like the cockroaches of the
Yeah,
skies.
but you like it says a lot about the company and the assembly process of that drone. When it's well done, you notice it. Like a drone from DJI, it's probably one of the best drones you can get. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean they are made in China, and I know made in China has this stigma. And sure, they got their privacy things. I'm not going to talk about that, but we're just going to talk about build quality.
Mhm.
The
It's the
build quality
Apple.
of DJI, yeah, it's like the apple of the drones,
Yeah, the Apple, the drone.
the
Yeah.
apple in the sky.
Yeah, like we know that there's probably a lot of drones, that are really good and but they're on the 10,000, 15,000, $50,000 range,
Yeah, there's a $50,000 drone.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we wanted to buy it, I don't want to put that in the trunk and take it out every time. Like,
No.
why would you do that's
No.
heavy.
No, at that point, and it's a big drone. I could probably fly to my home with that thing.
Yeah, but can you imagine your arms by the end of the year?
Yeah.
You'd be ripped.
Yeah, I'll be ripped. I'll be like, I'm just gonna fly to for that I will be we will be charging.
We will be
If
charging for
it's like
that.
that, we will probably charging.
Yeah, and to be honest, like the quality. Okay, so I know we're getting a little off topic, but if we're talking about the quality of the drones and we talk about the quality of the image itself, it's actually really decent. It's perfectly fine to get a Mavic Air 2 2S, Mavic 3 Air is coming out soon. And for real estate photos. You're
Yeah.
not making a movie. You're
No,
not.
you don't need that cinematic, it's not like that.
You don't need the H.265 codec. You don't need like a whole bunch of this advanced features that filmmakers really do care about.
Yeah, and actually, don't get, I would say don't get if you're a realtor, right? If you're a realtor, don't like, don't think that because of your photographer, if your photographer has like really nice gear, is gonna do a better job. It just doesn't work like that.
That's true. I mean, if they have really nice gear, it doesn't necessarily mean that they do a great job. But if they have nice gear, it tends to mean like they're at least decent, though.
Yeah, they're no. Of course, it tells that their professionalism and stuff like that, and of course they're gonna be getting like, oh look, this person is having this crazy gimbal and the cameras on that, and whatever. But it really doesn't like
What is the end result?
the end result is gonna get compressed by the MLS, and you cannot stop that.
The end result, yeah, if it's comparable and you can get away by using cheaper gear, and now that software and AI and a whole bunch of things are advancing and we're leveraging the new technology, we don't necessarily have to spend $20,000 to get a great production.
No, it doesn't. And even now, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but in social media, all the clips and everything you see, it's made by people, right? And the people,
Sure.
they're not filmmakers. So right now, the standard is actually there's even like Domino's Pizza and different brands. They're going for the look of organic content,
Yeah, and the
something
organic
made with the
contact
phone.
made with the
Yeah,
phone.
something made with the phone, just recorded with the phone.
Wow.
That's the new standard.
Well, there's something that comes. I mean, I got my own opinions on that because it's definitely like a layer of trust when you're like, oh, this guy just kind of whipped out his phone and he grabbed it. It
Yeah.
must be legit, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because in social media, all the in TikTok and all that, if you see something really professional, you know that that's an ad. You know that that's an ad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you
So-
see that it's a little bit more organic, you actually watched it. You actually watch it.
Sure. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? So what is the best ad is the ad that you don't realize is an ad,
Hmm.
but that it's selling you without you knowing you're being sold.
Yeah. Like right
Um,
now, I know that there's a 50% off on Domino's Pizza,
how
right?
would you know that?
And I know that because I watched a 3-second video, man. Like imagine that, right?
Yeah. And you guys listening right now, I mean, you're tuning into this podcast, the FrameX podcast. You don't know you're being sold, but now you know that they're free drone photos for FrameX Studio,
Right.
and now
Yeah.
you're gonna come to FrameX Studio.
Yeah.
See, now that I sold you, now that I like said it explicitly, isn't that disgusting? Like, come to us. We're the best.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
get free
And that
drone
was
photos.
that was the way of making business, back then, bro. Right
Sure.
now it's
Snake oil, like car salespeople.
yeah.
I don't want to put a bad name because I have a lot of friends in the car business, but it just kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It's true. I think that soft selling is better.
Soft selling. Now, does that work for like realtors? I wonder.
I think it does.
When you're trying to sell not sell the house, but sell yourself
I think it does.
to to get like a listing.
I think it does.
Okay.
I think it does.
So imagine you're a homeowner and I'm a realtor,
Hmm.
right? And I'm like, "Hey, I'm a part of this big team.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I do all this and I do all that and hire me for the listing." I mean, how do you feel about that?
I feel that that's okay. So this person, they know what they're doing, right? But if there's another person, right? There's another realtor that says to me, "Hey, I can get your home sold. I have this many followers on Instagram, and maybe you can use those, to get some reach and find the actual buyer."
Well, see, when I think about the whole listing side and trying to get appointments,
Hmm.
there's one thing that kind of it makes me wonder like do the agents actually okay, don't like crush me for this now, but do the agents actually care about that person selling the house or do they just care about the commission? Like do they care about the actual person?
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things, right? And that's up to the seller to notice if the agent is going for the money or
Yeah,
is going, you know, of course the agent's mostly going for the money. Of course they're not gonna be
sure.
like,
Of course,
hey,
that's how they're
I'm gonna
drawn to
help
it
you. Yeah.
because they're strangers at first, right? Well, unless it's
Yeah.
they know each other from prior
Yeah.
experience,
But
but
let's talk like let's say a realtor doesn't know the seller. Is he
sure,
just
strangers.
yeah, they're strangers. I mean, I think that you have to make sure that that agent is actually gonna make sure that your property is sold in the best way possible to get the
Sure.
most profit for you, not for
Okay.
the agent.
Well, yeah. So I think there's the part of like I gotta trust you. I have to
Yeah.
trust you. Like, and you're building trust by showing off like all these things and trying to hard sell them. Maybe ask some questions. Maybe get to know the person, why they're selling. Maybe you're able to build trust that way. I don't know. Just
Yeah, because
we're not agents.
we're in the business, right? And
Hmm.
I'm saying we as real estate in general, right? As the service providers that we are and all the realtors out there and stuff like that. We are jaded. And you said it one
We're
time. We're
jaded.
jaded. We see a property as another property to take photos, right? Unless that property is extraordinary, right? But if it's
Sure.
a normal property, a normal home, just gonna go in there, do it 45 minutes, and I'm out of there, right? For the realtor, it's kind of the same, like
Just another property.
use another property. But we have to understand, that for the seller, it's maybe a one-time thing in their lives. Maybe that's the one time that they're gonna have a property and they're gonna sell it.
Yeah.
So we have to understand all the needs, what they want, what they don't want, and try to make it work like that.
Yeah, the
Understand.
experience. We
Yeah,
can't let the home seller under like feel our jadedness.
yeah, yeah.
Feel our
Exactly. Like for
expertise.
like even
Like understand we've done this a couple times and
Mhm.
we are experts, but not that we don't care about it. Like it's just another thing we should like. How many shoots did you do this week?
I did probably it's half the week, and I did 25, 26 shoots.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's how many properties in like that's crazy. And
Yeah, I started on Sunday, so which is crazy, right?
yeah, and that's a lot of shoots. And just one of those shoots, each one of those homeowners, it could be their first or maybe one or they maybe sell one or two homes in their lifetime, right? So,
Right. So, you have to get to know the actual seller and actually care about what you're doing.
hmm, good point.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, what a revelation! Care about your clients.
No, I mean, it's because you have to do it. And, we say like as if everyone should know that. I mean, if everyone knows that, but everyone should know that. And not a lot of people like actually know that or do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Because actually, there are times, and we've dealt with realtors where, okay, so there's this fascinating guy,
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
guy. His name is Ho Chung.
Yeah.
A lot of you already know Ho, and he belongs to one of the Realty One Group offices. And he had this this term that he used. It was like, if I can remember correctly, called commission breath. Like like when a realtor walks into the to the listing appointment and they start selling, you can smell the commission breath, and it smells bad.
The commission
The
bread.
commission breath. So thank you, Ho Chung, for that. Um, we got to talk and talk some more. I'd love to have him on this podcast sometime soon too.
Yeah, why not? You
Yeah.
can geek around. That guy is a geek, but he doesn't know it.
What do you mean he's a geek? He's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's awesome, man. He's for sure gonna be here.
Yeah, we'll get him on our next episode or in coming soon. We'll send an email or something, see if we can get on.
Yeah,
So that's all the time we do have for this episode,
yeah.
and that's episode 2 of the FrameX podcast.
So you guys already know it. Care about your clients,
Care about your
And
clients.
if you're getting a drone, just get. You don't have to go crazy with it.
Yeah, get a prosumer Mavic Air 2S or something like that.
Yeah,
Spend $1,000.
and we have free drone shots.
We have free drone shots. Nice summary. Thanks, Jehu.
All right. See you guys.
All right, signing out. See ya.